Chris, editor of Tamebay.com, and I'm here with Neil McLauchlan of eBay at Retail Without Borders. So Neil, just give me a quick update. Cross-border trade, we know it's big, but how big is it on eBay? What are the top countries for selling to for UK and European retailers?
As you said, it is big, and obviously with Brexit it's getting even bigger. At the moment we're seeing great demand, particularly from the European markets, Germany, France, Ireland and Spain, but also further afield from Australia and the US. And also in terms of categories, tech and fashion seem to be really kind of hot at the moment.
And people get really confused about cross-border trade. It always sounds complicated, but eBay are probably one of the companies that makes it easier than anyone. But there's kind of three different ways of doing it. Can you just outline how you can do cross-border trade easily?
Yeah, sure. And it can be complex, but obviously you said eBay trying to make ways to make it easy. So there's effectively three different ways that you can do cross-border trade. So the first one is actually to use eBay's global shipping program. And this is where we actually take the complex international transaction and turn it into a simple domestic transaction.
So how does that work? I'm selling in the UK. How do I access the global shipping program?
So if you're selling in the UK already, just go to site preferences and check the box that says global shipping program. It's as simple as that. We'll then take your listing and show it on our foreign sites, and we'll also show it with the international duty and costs to foreign buyers coming to the UK site itself in the UK. And then if your item sells, you simply have to ship it to a UK facility, and we'll take care of everything else for you.
So when I ship it to your warehouse in the UK, you take that parcel and send it to Russia or Mexico or wherever it's going to go?
Correct, yes.
What happens to my feedback things? How am I covered?
So another beauty of the program there is actually you're fully protected. So as long as you get your item to our hub, then you're protected from the item being lost or damaged in transit, and also from any negative neutral feedback resulting from damage, loss, or the shipping costs.
So really it's just the same as selling in the UK?
Still selling in the UK, as far as you know, yeah.
And then if I'm seeing some success, and I think I want to try a bit more to sell overseas, what would my next step be? What would the next step up from the global shipping program?
So the next step would be keeping listing on the UK site, but actually adding the international shipping option yourself onto your UK listing. So for example, you might say, I'm happy to ship to Europe, and therefore you can put the international shipping cost in for European markets on your domestic sites. And then if you want to take it a step further, and you're seeing particular success in a market, say for example Germany, you may want to take the kind of advanced step and actually listing your items on the German site itself, with shipping to that country as well.
So on the intermediate step, if I'm listing on the UK but I'm adding shipping, I can actually choose which countries I want to ship to.
Yep.
And they still pay me in pounds?
They still pay you in pounds. You can list to the countries. You can also exclude countries as well, so you don't have to go to the whole of Europe. You can kind of pick and choose country by country. We have what's called international rate tables, so you can set your shipping cost by corridor, but you receive your money back in pounds through PayPal as you do today.
And then I'm guessing if I go and say I'm going to attack Germany, I'm going to sell on eBay Germany, I guess that's when I may want to think about translating my listings and I'm going to sell in euros.
Yeah, so that really is the advanced option. You've got to start thinking about translation of your listings, how you want to price it in the local market, etc.
And when I start listing on overseas sites, am I right in thinking that if I've got an eBay shop, I can actually list on some sites for free?
I believe that is the case, yes. So, double check me on that one, yes.
So check your eBay shop, because under your subscription you'll have some free overseas listings in certain countries, and in other countries you'll pay the cost of a local listing, the same as the local people will pay. So definitely
double check. I think in Europe you're covered. I think outside Europe the different fee structures.
I think it's Europe. I think America you can get some free listings as well. Other countries you'll pay, but I think the important thing is with an eBay shop, you can actually access listings in overseas countries at the same price as a seller in that country itself, rather than paying the full listing price if you didn't have a shop.
Correct.
So it sounds pretty easy. So what eBay's huge. What are the everyone knows France and Germany and the US and Australia, but are there any other countries that we should really be focusing on? Where are eBay seeing the biggest wins at the moment?
So it's paid for a number of places. So you've got the kind of more Eastern European markets where kind of e-commerce is still on a phenomenal growth trajectory and growing a lot quicker than the more local markets. But they just don't have the supply of goods, so that's a great area to tap into. And then further afield.
When you said Eastern markets, which countries are we talking?
So kind of beyond Germany, kind of more to the Eastern Europe side, so kind of Slovenia, Romania, those types of markets, Poland, etc.
And do those guys, do they look at a local eBay site, or do they look at maybe eBay UK or France or eBay.com? How do they access eBay?
It's a bit mixed, so obviously we do have some local sites. Lots of those sellers come to either ebay.co.uk or eBay.com just because they're kind of more aware of that, and they go to that as their kind of first destination.
So that would mean that even if I'm listing on sites like Germany and France, I really should use those shipping tables and list on ebay.co.uk that I can ship to Poland or...
Correct, yes.
So thanks for that, Neil. That's Neil from eBay talking about cross-border trade on eBay. 3 takeaways to think about. If you're not selling overseas at all, use the global shipping program. If you want to passively sell overseas, add shipping, international shipping to your ebay.co.uk listings. And then thirdly, once you find countries you're successful in, list directly on those country sites with translation and take euros or dollars, whatever country it's in.
Exactly.
Thanks for your time, Neil.
Thank you.